So for this one, Casey, we're actually going to try and work on a couple of things here. I want to get you playing staccato, and the way you're going to do that with this solo is a little bit different than we're used to. Let's start off with similar to the first solo, when we slide in with our second finger on the 11th fret and land with our first finger on the 10th fret on the second string. Okay? Alright, and what I want you to do is sort of just press in and kind of release the tension back and forth. And listen to what that sounds like. When you're pushing, it actually gives you the sound you want, the actual pitch, but when you release it, it just gives you a texture, okay? And it also interrupts the sound. Excuse me. So what we're going to do here is, we're going to do like a slow version of this part. We're going to go. Can you hear that? I want to actually just get a nice push with each note, and I release it. So I'm going to slide and release the tension. And then I actually want to come back to this third string and release it too. And then come back to your first finger. So, can you hear that? That's how we start that first phrase off. It's pretty much all staccato after the slide. And then we're going to go staccato with our first finger. Can you hear that? So I'm playing the rhythm with my right hand, but I'm not necessarily pushing the pitch on every single one. So fix that. Okay, so I'm kind of giving that same feel, but I'm not going back to that other finger anymore. I'm doing it all on that second string. So here it is again. Okay, and that's all we're doing with that first part there to make it sound like they have that kind of groovy staccato kind of feel. Next, we're going to just finish it out the same way we did before. We're going to play our third finger on the 12th fret, and then bend it up to a whole step bend, and hit the pinky on the 12th fret on the first string. Okay, so we finish that up, we're going to have and it's very much the same as what we did last time on the first solo. One more time, we're going to slide up, that last part we just end up when we bent that third finger up, hit the first string where our pinky is on the 12th fret, bring it back down, the bend back down, and land your first finger on the 10th fret, second finger on the 11th fret, and back to your first finger on the 10th fret. Okay, so here's the bend again. One more time, we're bending the 12th fret with our third finger, hitting the pinky on the first string, bending it back down, then playing first finger on the 10th fret, second finger on the 11th fret, third string, and back to first finger on the 10th fret. So one more time. The next part is exactly the same as we did on the first solo. We slide our third finger up to the 9th fret. Okay, third finger slides from the 7th to the 9th. And just plays through those whole steps. We're going to take our first finger and bring it down to the 5th fret on the 3rd string. Third finger plays the 7th fret of the 4th string. First finger back on the 5th. Okay, one more time. Slide third finger from the 7th to the 9th. Then go to the next string. 7, 9. First finger goes back and plays that D. Then bring it back a whole step to the 5th fret. Third finger plays the 7th fret on the 4th string. Back to the first finger on the 5th fret. Okay, here it is. Now, before when we played the first solo, we just bent that and then went back and played the beginning part again. This time we're not. We're going to finish it much like we did as if we're playing the second time through the first solo. Okay? So we just finished off with, and we're going to come up here to our third finger on the 7th fret of the second string, and we're going to bend it. Just a quick bend. All right, we just want that we want that sound. We really want that F sharp to kind of just bend up a little bit. All right, and then land on your first finger on the E on the second string. So, okay, and that's a quick E right there. And then we're going to actually land. As soon as we do that, our third finger is going to go over and skip a string. Go down to the 4th string, 7th fret. So, that's what that's going to do. We're going to bend with the 3rd finger on the 7th fret. Land on the 1st finger on the 5th fret of that same second string. Skip over to our 3rd finger on the 7th fret here. So we got. Alright. As soon as we do that, we're going to come back and play our 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So it'll sound like this. That's 3rd finger bending the 7th fret. 1st finger landing on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. 3rd finger coming up to the 7th fret of the 4th string. 1st finger playing right where it wants to, right there on the 3rd string. So it's going to be nice, Dean. Here it comes again. There it is. Okay, that's the first half of that measure. Now you're going to take your 3rd finger on that 3rd string and bend it. Okay, we don't want to hear the bend back down. So we're going to go. Comes again. One more time. Alright, next part. I don't know, what is that? Yeah, here it is. Alright, so we just end. Okay, last part. We just ended up with our 1st finger on the 5th fret of that 3rd string. We're going to take our 3rd finger and go to the 7th fret, and then back up to our 1st finger on the 5th. So if we add that bend, and then land on the 7th fret. So let me actually take you from that bend on the 3rd string. We're going to bend up, just get a little bit of a bend, land 1st finger on the 5th fret, then go down to the 4th string, 3rd finger plays 7th fret, and then go back up to your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and then play the 7th fret. So that part will be. So together with those two parts will be. One more time. Nice, Dean. Sorry, my computer's going up. Here you go. Alright, so from here, one more time, nice and slow. So that gives you the first 2 lines there. Alright, so if we put that together, we got to work on the staccato part. Right? That just playing around over that little section there, so you make sure you land here on this A. And then we play through the slide on the 9th fret. And then you got to do these little quick bends. Alright, that gets you through those first 2 lines. Let's take a second and let me revisit the next part and I'll get right back to you. Okay, and the next line, let's get this back over here. The next line is pretty interesting because it just kind of follows the Jojo was a man, that kind of rhythm. And you're going to slide up. Okay, same thing, you slide 2nd finger from the 10th to the 11th. And then land your 1st finger on the 10th fret A right there. Okay? And you take your 3rd finger and land on the 12th fret right there on the B. Okay, now this is where it's a little bit different. Before we were going, but we're not. You're going to just hold that bent 2nd string, okay? You're going to go. Alright? And then we're going to do something a little bit different after that. We're going to go. Okay? After you hold that bend, I don't want to hear it come back down, but I want to come back to the 12th fret so I can actually do that bend again and come down. So we went. Now we're going to go. Okay, it's going to go. Land on the first finger on the 10th fret after that. So when we do that first bend, we want to bend, but we don't want to hear it come back down. Okay, we want to actually just let go. And then we're going to do that bend again and come back down. Okay, so we went. Alright, here it comes from the beginning of that line. And then we just land back on the first finger on the A, and then put your second finger down on the 11th fret. Okay, so it goes. One more time. Alright. Alright, yeah, the next part's kind of goofy. We just landed on... Yeah, okay, you're going to bend, do that bend up and down again. That's what we're going to do. We want to bend but not hear that come back down, but land on your first finger on the 10th fret. So we're going to do something like this. So we're pushing up and bending with our third finger on that 12th fret of the second string, but releasing that bend so we don't hear it come back down, and landing our first finger on that 10th fret A. That's what we're doing over and over again. Okay, hear it? It's a quick bend and you're not bending back down. So one more time. From the beginning of that line we have here it is again. From the beginning of that line okay. One more time from the beginning of that line. Sorry, I left out one little thing. So you were here from this part. Okay, we need to add this little thing here. Okay, and the way you're going to do that, same thing, you're going to bend and land on your first finger on the 10th fret. Okay, you're going to bend that 12th fret on the second string and land on your first finger at 10th fret. But then we're going to come down here and put our second finger down, just like we have a number of times in this solo. Put your second finger there and go back to the first finger on the second string. So you're going to go. That's that little line. And he goes kind of fast. That's what he's doing there. But it's nice and slow. Just do it nice and slow and then pick it up, okay? And you do it twice. Okay? And then fast will be. Okay? One more time through that. And that does it. That gives you the solo. I guess next time we need to try something new, unless you have any questions. But that should pretty much take you through Get Back. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, just email me.